Hello, in this video I'm going to show you some examples on how to customize the item quantity, the modifier quantity using Smart Online Order. And then after I show you the examples, you can decide what's best for your business. Each business is a little bit different, so you may want to kind of watch this video carefully. And then I'll do some examples, and then you can see which one you think is best for your type of business. Okay, so let's take a look at this example here. So we have here store interface 4. We have the categories on the left hand side, and then we have the item names right underneath each category name. So we have appetizers, chat corner, tandoor. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is that when the item does not have a modifier, you'll see add to cart. So when I press add to cart, I choose my quantity, and that's it. It's added to the cart. So I'm going to add this one. I can choose 3, add to cart. Okay, but when it comes to items with modifier, it gets a little bit more tricky here because this part can be customized. When you see where it says choose options and quantity, when it says quantity here, it's not referring to the item quantity, but rather to the modifier quantity. So let's go ahead, let me show you what that means. Okay, so when I add this item to the cart, right away it asks me for heat index or the spice level. Spicy, medium, mild. When I click on one of this, it's giving me the option to choose the quantity of this spice level, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, we wouldn't need the customer to choose, a number quantity for the spice level. It's pretty obvious that once they choose spicy, it'll become spicy, it'll become medium or mild. And another thing I noticed is that I'm able to choose all 3 modifiers. We also want to limit this. Okay, so how do we go about limiting how many modifiers you can choose? We do that from clover.com or Clover Station. So, or the Clover, any Clover, mini Clover, mobile, from the inventory app. So you go to the inventory app, open up the modifier group, and choose minimum 1, maximum 1. This way the customer can only choose one of these 3, not all 3. Okay, but let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how to get rid of this number count here. So in this scenario, we don't want them to choose a number for the modifier. So what we do is you go to the back end, you go to modifier groups and modifiers. See where it says the very bottom, allow customer to choose modifier quantity when modifier is free or $0. We'll say no here because we don't want them to choose a quantity when the modifier is free or 0. On the Clover inventory app, when it asks you to price the modifier, it doesn't give you the option to make it free. It just gives you the price, the option to either charge for it or put the amount $0. So when you have this amount there, then the customer won't get charged for it. So let's go ahead, save changes here, and let's see what it looks like now. I'm going to go to the page here, refresh the page. Okay, perfect. The page is refreshed. Now let's take a look here. Now I'm going to click on this one now. I'll click on one of this here. Now when I click on spicy, it does not give me the quantity count. This is how we want it. See, we just basically choose a spicy level, and that's it. We add it to the cart. Okay, so that's how we go about doing that. Let me show you another example of another change you can make, and you can decide whether this is right for you or not. Okay, so let's actually go through the checkout process so we can see how it works. So once we added the item to the cart, we have 5 so far. The first thing you notice is that here's what it says: quantity can be updated during checkout. So you may think that customers can change the quantity right away from here. Let's say I have 3 here, I want to change this to 4, and you would think that by pressing this button they'll change the quantity. What that actually does, it just allows it to add special instructions. So I can make it, I can say make it hot. Okay, so that's what that does. But if you want them to change the quantity, the customer just has to press checkout and then press update cart. And then from here they can change the quantity. I can 2 here, 5 here. Okay, and then I can press checkout, and then my quantity, everything's updated. But let's say you don't want them to, you want them to be able to change the quantity earlier in the process without having to press this button here. We can do that as well. So let's press continue shopping. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go in the back end. click on Story Interface. So we have Story Interface 4, Story Interface 4 Customization. Okay, so see where it says Show Quantity pop-up window for items with modifiers, right? So we want them to choose a quantity, right, for the item quantity. So we're going to press Save Changes here. Give it a few seconds. Okay, good. Saved. Now let's take a look. Now let's go ahead and add the tandoor here. Remember before, as soon as I clicked it, what it would happen was it allowed me to choose the spice level. This time now it'll ask me to choose a quantity. So if you want it like this, you can leave it the setting I have right now, or you can change it again. And when I do that, then I can choose my spice level, spicy, medium, or mild. Yeah, so that's how you work with the quantity, the item quantity, and the modifier quantity. And if you ever get stuck or need additional help, you can visit you know docs.smartonlineorder.com. Has tons of documentation on other features you can do. We're always updating this, so feel free to visit this website for the latest info. Um, and if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us, send us an email. Hopefully this video proved to be helpful. Thank you so much.